Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction. If you're new here, thank you for watching. If you're old, you know I love you. Thank you for coming back. I'm rounding out my reaction series of North Road with Casualty. I don't want to say I've been putting it off. Your boy's got a lot on his plate right now. But I love Jordan. I love North Road. And I said I would do this, so I'm going to be a man of my word and do it. So, check this out. If you have not checked out North Road, go check out some of the other reaction videos I did. It was really great. But this is the final track to round off their EP, which is of the same name. So if you do like it, check the links in the description. But without further ado, let's get into Casualty and see what it's all about. I'm very stoked. So hop into it. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Okay.
You seek hidden in your chrysalis. It's fear infused and irritant. And I miss my home and you got it through teeth and bone. Defending every precious key. Convinced you're not the enemy. Traces shapes of red.
I like his, Jordan's, lower tone. Ooh. Oh, I like the vocal layering. Oh, okay. Okay.
carve out.
Guys, that was North Road's Casualty. Check the links below if you have not given them a listen. But let me just say, I enjoyed this one a lot. This was very good. I think that everything that at least North Road has done, I've enjoyed to varying degrees, but I think I've enjoyed them all for different reasons. Some you got a little bit of heavy, some you got a little bit more vibey, and I think this one definitely lands in the camp of more vibe essence right here. It definitely reminds me a lot of a hodgepodge of different bands. I think Loathe, especially like a two-way mirror, is it really you kind of vibe with like a lot of those like open guitar chords, the way that the drumming is kind of a little bit more open as well. The bass playing, some of the like ethereal, really like reverb drenched guitar work really feels evocative of a Loathe, especially in that capacity. I'd also say a little bit of Thornhill, especially from their most recent album, like Heroin, definitely reminds me a lot in that sort of lane as well. Some of the songs that are probably don't have screaming in it, I think this one is probably the most closely akin to. Um, but yeah, I just really enjoyed this. Also, Mood Ring, I would put that in the same sort of category as that. So if you enjoyed any three of those bands, with especially this more like openy, softer, kind of shoegazy sort of feeling songs, and I think you're gonna vibe out with this one a ton. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think Jordan really commands a lot of attention in this track. I think vocally, heard him do a lot of screaming. You've heard him do some singing, especially more, I would say, like in the mid range. And this one feels a little bit more personable. I think there's something about it that, like, especially within his like lower register, the way that he sings, you get a lot of warmth, and I really enjoyed that because I felt like in an odd way, especially like reading the lyrics, I felt comforted in some way, really, which felt very odd because I think the lyricism like is a little bit different from I think how the song makes you feel. It's almost like I don't want to say like a false reality, but it like gives you this sense of security that you're like, oh, this is nice, I like this. But then like you read the lyrics and you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like I should probably get out of this, right? Like, so I think to me, it's like that juxtaposition of feeling like warm and like, and really inviting. I think that really is a really nice vocal quality that I enjoy. And I think that Jordan does a fantastic job of that. But I'm not gonna lie, there are some parts where he really is belting and he's really hitting a lot of these like high notes and like gets this like almost kind of like rafts to his vocals that I really enjoy a lot too. So I think it was kind of like a combination of all those things I really loved a lot. The drumming, the guitar work, the bass playing, I feel like it's all really important and adds to that sort of like wall of sound, that really kind of overarching like ethereal feeling of the track. But I think the way that the song, especially with the vocals kind of being more at the helm of the song, I think it's really kind of what you focus in on and really have a lot more like attention to detail for, a lot more akin to. So it was very interesting to kind of find that within this song, where I think maybe previous songs like they've been heavier, you've been having a little bit more groove. This one felt like you sit back, you feel it, your vibe, you kind of like rock in your chair or in your car or like whatever, wherever you're listening to the song at, and it just kind of gives you this like free flowing kind of vibey feel. And I think it's a very good way to end off this EP. It was a very kind of, again, more melancholic sort of track, but I think just based off of the sort of nature of the album, I do like that it's a little bit more grandiose. It's a little bit more open in terms of like the songwriting and the way that the musicality is portrayed. I love the way that it kind of wavers in that sort of sense, but like gives you that sort of like, it kind of rocks you, kind of gives you that like lullaby kind of like sway to it, you know what I mean? So I love the fact that that's incorporated into it as well. But yeah, this was a great way to end their EP off with, and just like a very vibey kind of ethereal sound. And I think it makes me curious to see what North Road's going to be doing next after this, you know, beyond this EP, because I really kind of feel like, again, and I know I made this comment in the interview we did, but I do feel like they're that type of band that is just kind of like a gateway band. You know, it's one of those bands you would listen to and like you would show it to people that you're like, I don't know if you're really, I know you're not really into metal, but you should check this song out. And I think that they're, it may not hit everyone's ears the same way, but I do think that certain people that like want to get into heavier music but don't want to listen to the screaming or don't want to listen to some things that are maybe a little bit more jarring in the scene. I think North Road just finds that really great gap and fills it super well. And I think a song like this does a great job of giving you that sense of heaviness with the instrumentation, but the actual music, like the way that the lyrics are spoken to, the way that the cadence of what Jordan does comes out, it does feel very approachable and very malleable to the listener. And if they do want to get into heavier songs, there's certainly songs on North Road's catalog that you can get into that are heavier, or other bands, for that matter. But I do think that they do offer this sort of really cool peer into the looking glass sort of term of phrase, and do a great job of kind of showing off more of the like softer kind of side of metal, because I think people often associate like heavier music or like bands that are in that sort of metal scene as being like really aggressive, really harsh, and they don't really understand that like sometimes metal is a dynamic thing, right? And I think this song is a great representation of having really strong dynamics and still feel really heavy and really like in that sort of metalcore sort of space, but like on maybe like on the surface level, it's like, oh, this guy's singing, he's doing all this sort of stuff. Like this is more of a vibe, and the heavy music is the carrier of that vibe. So I love that. And again, great way to end off the EP. But if you have not checked out North Road, check them links in the description and let me know in the comments what you think about Casualty. Would love to know your thoughts are down below. If you agree with me, if you disagree, would love to know your thoughts on the track. If you enjoyed this reaction video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 4K before the year's over with. Your boy's cooking right now. So if you could help me get there, that'd be amazing. Would love to have you a part of the Audio Addiction fam. So come hang out. Love to see you in the next one. Peace.